What's up, everybody, and happy Tuesday, you guys. It's the first episode, starting my 2 episodes a week for season 3. What's up? I wanted to start this week off by giving you a little update from last week. We all know that Jordyn Jones was really sad. She was going to have a Valentine. I was like, oh, wow, I'm really down bad right now. I'm not going to have any plans. Fun fact, I think I actually may have mentioned this, but I actually got a dinner reservation for just myself at, my favorite restaurant on Valentine's Day. Maybe I didn't say that. But long story short, I get a call from Zach at 4 a.m., and he's like, hey, what are you doing today? And I was like, I don't fucking know. It's Valentine's Day. I'm probably just going to be alone. What do you mean? He's like, let's fly to New York in 3 hours. I was like, all right. So we booked flights. We flew to New York, and now I'm back. And it was so fun. It was a blast. It was great. I had a great Valentine's Day. I basically flew all day, but I guess I had a Valentine. So there's my update. But in this episode, this has been probably one of my longest, awaited scheduling podcasts. Landon was one of the first people to be like, let me come on your podcast. And then, we rescheduled it once, but we're finally here to sit down. Everyone welcome Landon Cube.
Hey, what the freaking heck is up, guys?
Yeah, he was like, I'm going to be, he goes, I'm going to be a little late. I'm going to be a rapper for once.
Oh, yeah. I'm usually really on time. I was only 15 minutes late, so
yeah,
it's not that bad.
Rapper timing. Well, you have literally been doing music for so long, and like I said, we've been trying to do this podcast forever, but I just I first want to start off by basically saying, how have you, it's kind of a hard question, how have you basically stayed motivated to be creating music through the pandemic when everything is shut down and you don't really know if there's going to be performances again? And there was probably a time where you were like, what am I going to do?
No, dude, the quarantine didn't really affect me. If anything, I started making a lot more music and a lot better music, because all I had to do was
make music.
Yeah, I started hitting up my producer friend. He would come over every day. So we just worked literally every day, and then I just got better. So honestly, it didn't really negatively affect. I wasn't able to do shows and shit, but shows are coming back now, so.
Yeah, so making music in quarantine, is that a little different than being able to go to studios or collab as much?
Not for me, because I never really went to studios like that. I went to home studios, you know what I mean? I either recorded in my house or at my friend's house.
Oh.
So nothing really changed for me at all. If anything, I just had more time to make more shit.
Fire. And yeah, like you just said, you're starting to do shows. We have been, or we've known each other, talked to each other for ever, I feel like. But we just met at Lyrical Lemonade. And was that one of your first big shows back?
Yeah, probably one of the first big ones back, definitely.
And then with Lyrical Lemonade, how did you get in talks with all of them? They're so cool. I just remember seeing all the music videos, even when I was 16, Cole Bennett, Lyrical Lemonade, and I saw all of your videos, obviously. So how did you get connected with Cole?
I've known Cole for a really long time, because when he was just starting to come up and stuff, my friend Cam was coming up, and I wanted a video from Cole, so I had Cam hit him.
Hey.
And then we became friends and shit, and then I went out and shot a video with him for one of my songs, and then me and Skies made Red Roses, and then I texted Cole. I was like, hey, me and my friend have this song. Could you shoot a video for it? And he was like, oh, wow. God, this is beautiful. So, yeah.
And now that video and that song is just fucking, huge.
Yeah, no, and Cole and all of them, they're, my favorite people, that I've met, honestly. They're, so fucking cool.
Who's, the coolest person you think you've collabed with?
Made a song
with, I guess. Even if it's just you on their song.
Probably just Skies, honestly. Because me and Skies are, the closest out of anybody.
And that's a partnership almost.
With. Yeah. Probably Skies, honestly. I don't know. Who else have I? No, yeah, Skies, honestly.
How did you guys get to make Red Roses and Nowadays? Those are, my 2 obviously favorite songs ever.
Yeah, we made Red Roses, in his friend's college dorm basement.
Wow.
Because we both, we were both, small, sort of local artists. We both had, 10,000 followers or something on SoundCloud. So I just, hit him up because I knew his music, and then, it just happened that we were both at there's this beach in Maryland. It's called Ocean City. It's the best place in Maryland.
Oh, wow.
And we were just both happened to be there at the same time, so we hung out for a week. And then like the week after that I went out there like to
Wow.
Pennsylvania, and then we did that, and yeah. And then he got signed, and then we came out here and like did Nowadays and shit, and haven't really fast. It was like
Yeah.
it was
Like
weird.
you like you said you like just hit him up, and then like 2 weeks later you're making a song that basically changed your life.
Yeah.
Got you out to LA.
My life changed really fast. It was like weird. But I had to like, that was when I smoked like a lot of weed, so I was just like so out of it the whole time. I was like, is this shit like happening? This is weird.
I just discovered this podcast while I was actually in the bath last night. It's called Sydney in the Sheets, and it is definitely my favorite girl talk podcast at the moment. You guys have got to check it out. Like, if you're tired of just sex podcasts that only focus on how to please your man, then Sydney in the Sheets is the podcast for you. In each episode, Sydney, Paige, and her friends talk about incredible ways to help you transform your life in and out of that bedroom. There are a lot of other sex podcasts out there, but they can be kind of intimidating. Sydney in the Sheets is a more comfortable, relaxed, real conversation that you would have with your girlfriends. Not enough people talk about how to make sex a better experience for women. Sydney in the Sheets is a sex-positive podcast by women for women. Sydney and her friends will talk about losing their virginity, their body count, purity culture, sex positions, lube, and everything in between. They'll talk about the good, the bad, the uncomfortable, and the embarrassing parts of sex and relationships because they don't think anyone should be having bad sex. My girlfriends and I literally have the same exact conversations, but it's honestly just so much better and a lot less drama when you're listening to someone else talk about it. To listen to Sydney in the Sheets, follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, or wherever you listen. You can also listen ad-free by subscribing to Wandery Plus in the Apple Podcasts or Wandery app. What do you think was the craziest difference between basically making that song versus like when it was out and like popping? What was like the biggest difference between like, wow, my life has changed so much? What was like that one thing that was like, okay,
Like,
I'm not.
I don't. It was like it was probably when the tour happened, like the Life of the Dark Rose tour, because when we made the song, like I liked the song. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't like, this is gonna change my life. I was just like, cool.
I feel
we
it's
made.
those
I was like, we
ones.
made a dope song and shit, and then it got like 1 million in a month. I was like, that's kind of like
Dope.
that. Like nothing. That none of my songs have done that yet. And then next thing I know, we were like on this tour with like 3,000 capacity venues and shit, and everyone was singing it, and I was just high the whole time, so I was like, what the fuck is happening?
You said,
but then it just like settled into like my reality, and I was just like, this is my life, I guess. Like it doesn't feel like anything's changed, but like shit was like so much crazier.
So when you were touring, what was like do you remember one of the most like biggest cities? Or like just like for the first tour, because you've been on a couple,
The
right?
first tour, yeah. Like on my own tours, like I think the biggest cities are usually like Chicago and like Atlanta is usually pretty big. But on that tour, I remember like DC was pretty big.
'Cause that's close
New
to
York was pretty
Pennsylvania
big,
too.
yeah. And then Chicago, like Chicago's always big for us. Like whether it's my tour or his tour.
And
so.
And you said, sorry to interrupt you. You said that you said when I used to smoke, and I think that when I met you too, you were like, "Oh, I'm not smoking anymore." What was like, what do you mean? Like, do you just like not smoke anymore? What do you?
Yeah, well, basically, I smoked since I was literally like 12 years old.
Jeez.
So I just got like, there was just a time where I was like, why am I even smoking anymore? And plus, like, I would like do interviews high, and my voice would be like all shaky and like weird. I would get hella anxiety and shit. So I just realized it was like adding anxiety in my life. So I just stopped smoking, and then I was fine. Then I just started drinking a lot more. I feel like this is the first time I've like actually talked to you and ran into you like sober, because we always like run into each other at random parties and stuff, and I'm like always like drunk as shit, and you're like, hey, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up?
Honestly, yeah. And then when I met you, I remember.
Yeah, I was drunk then too, for sure, because they had the free tequila, like.
So without smoking anymore, that's like a lot of my friends say that they're like, oh, I'm gonna smoke because it's gonna help with my anxiety, and then it does. But then I feel like down the road it causes anxiety because when you're not high, you feel like anxious.
Like I still smoke weed
high.
a little bit now.
Yeah.
But like not like I used to. It used to be like, just like bad. But like, I don't know. Like, wait, what was I talking about? Never mind. Whatever. I forgot.
You're good.
I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I totally get it. It's just like, I feel like you either, a lot of my friends too are actually on like tolerance breaks for January and February. Like the people who smoke, they're all like doing like a betting game, and they have to like run 5 miles or something if one of them like smokes. I don't know, something like that. But I was like, oh my gosh, it's like changing people's life. Like
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, if I were to smoke like a whole blunt right now, I'd probably like think I was having a heart attack.
oh,
Like, but it used to just like be like I could smoke like 5 and just like I wouldn't feel the difference, and that's probably why I quit because I wasn't even like feeling a difference. If anything, I would just get really tired and then fall asleep. So, yeah.
So you're just like, I'm done with it. Well, you still like
Kind of
you
like
know,
I'll go home like after the studio or something, and then I'll like take a couple hits out of the bong or something, like go to sleep.
Yeah. Wow. That's like really good insight. I bet like everyone wants to know. Hey, 333 on 222, y'all. Sorry. Sorry. I just like saw the time and I love angel numbers. But so when you're making music now, how long is the process between making a song and like releasing it, and when is the next time you're releasing a song?
Like I don't. It's like, dude, I have
different.
songs that I've like wanted to drop for so long, but I've had for like 3 years. Like it's just it's different. Like it's a little easier now because like I'm not with my label anymore. I like left my label like 6 months ago. That was like always like a little bit of a block between like putting out a song and like making a song, but I still like just get strategic and like in my head about it, and like I'm like I want to save these songs for a certain amount of time, but then like
or like album, this one's good for
yeah,
this.
yeah. So I don't know. I just have like hundreds of songs, and I like don't. I'm just overwhelmed with them at this point. Like right when I've got independent, I just started dropping one every month.
Okay,
Because I was like, I gotta like get some shit out so that I can get it out of my head.
So
like I'll even just drop stuff on SoundCloud just to like.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this wouldn't make the album, but like I want to get it out, so I'll just like put it out.
Instead of just holding it, I feel like that's like the worst thing. Is like it doesn't even matter. Like if you're a fan of someone, you will listen to them like talk. You know, like it's just like I love just having consistent music from my people that I love, and I'm like, yo, you gotta send me that unreleased. Like I need that unreleased Landon in my phone. Come on. But so for March, are you releasing a song then? Because you said every month.
Yeah, but the like I don't know, like my plans always change like literally every month. Like I could have talked to you like a month ago and been like, yeah, I'm doing like an album, and then now I'm just like I don't know what the I'm doing. But there's just this one single that like I really want to put out, but like as far as like the artist and everything, like I have to get it cleared through like their label and everything. So that's kind of like my focus right now is just to like get that out.
Like a big summer song.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah, because like me and Skies have our stuff coming, and then like right after like we drop some stuff, then I want to drop that song. But it's just gonna be like a little bit of a process, but yeah.
So you have a couple things in the works.
Yeah, so like it's like I have time because like me and Skies are dropping this one single, so then I'll have like I'll just let that breathe for a little bit and then just kind of go from there.
Fire. So before we get into fan questions, I do want to say, what's one thing that they don't tell you about touring? Being a touring artist.
That they don't tell you? I don't know. It's kind of just like stressful a little bit. Like it's hard for me to eat before shows and shit because I like it's hard to keep food down. Like cuz I'll I don't really get nervous, but I get anxious.
Yeah.
And like if I eat like right before a show, like I'll feel like shit. And just like but it usually
still
just
get a little stage fright.
I still get like not stage fright cuz as soon as I get on the stage it's like different, like it goes away, but like right before I go on stage I'm like anxious and like I just want to lay down and like take a nap or something. There's footage of me like passed out like 10 minutes before shows.
You had my blanket.
Oh yeah. I was literally like wrapped up in that blanket, and then
during even like right before.
Oh yeah, I walked out with the blanket on.
Yeah. One of his Instagram posts, you guys can see my blanket. We'll have Steve put it on the.
Oh damn! I'm actually wearing the same shirt. I haven't taken it off since. So.
It's like I saw this TikTok today. It's like when a girl buys a new crew neck, you just like see her Monday through Sunday in the same crew neck. But yeah, the blanket. Shout out to Jordyn Jones. He was cold outside, and I was like, I have a blanket in my car. He was like,
oh
lit.
Yeah, that saved me. I was cozy as shit in that.
Yeah. Okay, we have fan questions now. This is a good question. What is your biggest inspiration to make music?
My biggest inspiration. This sounds like really cliche and shit, but probably my mom. Because like, I literally do everything because of my mom. Because like, I want to like buy my mom a house and I want to do shit for my mom. So probably that, yeah.
Beautiful. Same. When is the Skies X Cube album?
I can't confirm or deny anything, but we're working on a bunch of shit. So that's all I'm gonna say. We're definitely
That's
in
your
the
little
studio.
tease.
We definitely have like some songs and shit. So, and we're really excited about them. So
Fire.
yeah.
That's like all the questions, by the way. I'm like, oh my god. Have to ask something like that. Okay, what is the realest verse you ever wrote?
Ooh,
Right? That was a
the
good one.
realest.
I don't know. None of them are really.
we got
So none of
off
them.
cam. They said none of them.
Yeah, I don't know, like definitely the realest, but there's this one song called "Wishing and Hoping" that was like pretty real that I dropped. So
Like the
like
whole
at the
song
time,
is just like
yeah, the whole song. It's not even that long. It's like a minute and 40 seconds or something.
Mhm.
But the whole song was definitely like exactly how I was feeling at the time. So
that's like I feel like those are the best songs, but they don't technically, for me at least, get the most recognition. Like the songs that you're
yeah,
like the most, like this is like my baby. Like I felt like this is so real. But then like the hype shit gets like
yeah.
the.
Actually, my realist is probably definitely the song "Emerald Isle" that I haven't dropped. But it's like one of the ones I'm like that's like kind of my baby. I'm like holding on to it. So yeah, for the
Stay
right
tuned.
time.
If you could collaborate with any artist from all like living or dead, who would you pick?
Kurt Cobain.
All right.
Or nah, Kurt Cobain. Or nah, yeah, that's it.
Are you indecisive?
Yeah,
I think I can tell that. When's your birthday?
February.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
February
Oh, yeah,
what?
it just passed. Like February 1st.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, happy late birthday.
Yeah, I'm old as shit now. Fuck.
This is a 3-part question. Number 1, what's your favorite state to perform at? You said kind of Chicago, right?
Chicago. It's definitely Chicago.
What's your favorite tattoo that you have?
My dog.
Everyone was asking questions about your dog. Like, what
Oh,
can
yeah.
you, like, literally, what can you say about your dog? Like,
He's a legend.
he's a legend. What's your dog's name?
Peter.
Peter?
Yeah. It's
Yo.
hilarious. Honestly, like I got him when in my first house in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like kind of changed my life because I like had responsibility and shit and like a reason to wake up and also like a loving little ball of fur that loves me. So
Yeah, all of your fans were like, ask about his dog, and that's
I
so
love
cute that
that
you said
fucker.
it's your favorite
yeah,
tattoo.
dude. I mean, like if I'm like after the studio and shit, I just can't wait to go home and literally just cuddle with my dog and binge watch The Simpsons or Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty. Number 3 is childhood story that nobody knows.
Johnny, help me. Help me.
This is hard.
What was it?
Childhood story that nobody knows. He's phoning a friend right now, everybody.
Yeah, because I've known Johnny for 10
I don't
years.
know how sussy do you want to get?
Oh, we get sus as hell.
Oh, he
You can do the hot tub thing.
Oh yeah. We had like these. Oh, fuck. I had this neighbor next door, and they like that house would like always like someone would always move out of it. So there was always like stretches of time when it was just like
vacant.
and they had this hot tub because I used to be friends with like the people that lived there, and so whenever they weren't there, like me, Johnny, Cam, and our other friends would just sneak over there and get in the hot tub completely butt naked.
We'd like run from his house.
Run from his house in the cold and shit, just naked and hop in the hot tub. Ooh, I miss that.
Oh, this is the last question, actually. What is your least favorite thing about social media?
Oh, everything. I hate social media, dude. I wish it didn't exist.
Really?
I don't get on it. That's the problem. Like a lot of people like posting and stuff because they're like they scroll through TikTok in their day and shit, but I just don't really get it. Like I like don't scroll through like TikTok and shit. My least favorite thing is that it exists and I have to like pay some level of attention to it for my
Yeah.
career. Like I'm willing to, but like I'll go like 3 weeks without posting
Yeah.
and just like
I cannot. I can't go 3 hours without
yeah.
posting.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I lose followers and shit, but I don't like,
Yeah, you're like,
I
I
don't
don't
lose
care.
that's the thing. I don't lose Spotify followers, so I don't really care.
True. You
Like
want the
as long as my
listeners.
Spotify followers go up,
Mhm.
I could lose all my Instagram followers.
And I feel like that's what a true artist is. Instead of like needing your song to blow up on TikTok or needing like Instagram followers to be an artist or have tours, like you can do that without
but
that,
it would
and
help.
that's a flex.
It would help if I did it,
Yeah.
but like I just can't, dude. I don't know. I try to. I go through like a couple weeks where I'll like post a bunch and then I'll just like forget.
Well, you still post every time that you drop something or doing something,
Yeah.
super fun. So where can everyone follow you to basically stay up to date with like music and your upcoming shit?
I probably use Instagram the most.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So where can they follow you on Instagram just to be updated with you?
What do you mean? Like what's
Like
my
what's your
Instagram?
just people.
It's Landon Cube.
And
yeah.
like he said, his Spotify is where it's at.
Yeah, follow him on Spotify for
Follow
sure.
him on
Spotify.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you for coming on, and I definitely feel like everyone will want to like a part 2 with you because, especially like the fan questions. Like I said, there was like so many that I just didn't even get to. So we can definitely have him on for part 2 soon,
For sure,
you guys.
yeah. Let's do
But
it. Let's do
yeah,
it.
thank you again for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And everyone, you guys can rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and add us to your Spotify playlist while you go add some Landon Cube songs from Spotify. And I will see you guys on Thursday with a podcast with Austin Mahone.